CEO of Bold Dialogue. I am passionate about empowering women and celebrating the uniqueness of each woman. And also I do what I call the holistic transformation program to help people become the best versions of themselves, make the most of what they have, live in their purpose and honoring their divine calling. Because if you don't live in your purpose or work in your purpose and you don't honor your divine calling, you are bound to be very unhappy, to be frustrated, you just find fault with everything around you. So I'm going to try and bring some alignment and some balance and maybe change a few perspectives as far as caring for yourself as a woman, as a mother is concerned.
Wonderful. So let's get right into it. I believe I'm in great hands. We are all in great hands. So we'll get started, Barbs. What is self-care? What does it look like?
Self-care, yes. Self-care is whatever you do to nurture yourself. Whether it's going for a massage, whether it's just sitting alone in your room with your cup of coffee or cup of tea or whatever you drink, no judgment, it's a safe space. Whether it's reading a book or whatever that helps you nurture yourself, replenishing yourself, because as women, we give so much. As a mother, you have children to give to, and remember, the moment you become a mother, you kind of stop being, it's all about the children.
Yeah.
But there is a danger in neglecting yourself, in stopping being you, because you keep giving and giving. At some point, whatever vessel you are giving from will be empty. It will be drained. What do? Then you have burnout. Then you start maybe falling into anxiety or depression, or you just lose touch with the reality because you are not taking care of yourself. So self-care is nurturing yourself so that you are able to be more to people you are giving to.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now, I would like having gone through the emotions, I've had infants, I've had newborns, and then my kids have gone through different stages. And like you're saying, at some point you cease to be. So how can you practice self-care as a mom? Like, how can you make it make sense practically?
We are usually surrounded by people. It can be the extended family, it can be your spouse. Make sure your other half, your spouse understands, or your partner understands that you need me time. You need to take that hour-long bubble bath in the tub alone or with your music. You need time to meditate. You need time to pray. You need time just to just have coffee or a date with friends or just a phone call. Now we are living under a whole new different vibe, with the COVID. So maybe going out with friends may not be practical, but being on the phone with your friends, just catching up, talking and laughing, you need to laugh.
Oh, Babs, you disappeared there.
But you need the support of those around you to help.
Sorry,
you said something?
I was saying you disappeared there a bit.
Okay. So you need the support and understanding of those you live with, of your partner, or even your children. They say they are now at an age where they can understand that when mommy is doing this, it's mommy time. We don't disturb her. We let her be in her room.
Okay.
But you need to find something. And people you live with need to understand. If the children are still too small, at least your partner must understand that. Remember, you didn't make these children on your own.
No.
You should both be hands-on in the raising of the children. It's very important.
Okay.
You need to help each other. Yes.
So I would then ask, in as much as like you're saying, when the kids are still small, it's difficult to manage and to make it all make sense. So how then, throwing in another spanner, would a woman who's not just a mom, who's not just a wife or a spouse or a partner, but also is a worker, how can you nurture yourself in an environment like that?
You need to find, like these days, most people are working from home because that's the new nature. That's our new normal.
Yeah.
You need to divide your time. Say from this time to this time, you're helping the kids with homework or with whatever. From this time to this time, you are doing some, even if it means early in the morning before everyone wakes up.
Okay.
People talk about the 5 a.m. club. What goes on there? That's when you are taking care of yourself. You are filling your vessel, your cup, so that during the day, throughout the day, you are able to take care of everyone else, to take care of everything else that needs your attention.
Okay. So sorry, carry on.
Oh, I was saying, so it's not just you do whatever makes you happy, whether it's exercise. Some people are happy when they exercise, they are rejuvenated. Some people, they need to pray, some they meditate, some you just sit and be quiet and just breathe. There's so much importance in breathing. We are so busy that sometimes we don't take time to breathe. When you are breathing, I'm talking about conscious, intentional breathing, whereby you are telling yourself, you are breathing in all the whatever positive things you want to go throughout, whatever your positive stuff you want to happen through your day, and you exhale all these pressures, the challenges, the whatevers, all these things. You are just psyching yourself up so that when the time comes for you to be on your feet, to be running around, you are replenished. It's important. You need that time. So you choose the time that works for you. Or when the children are napping, if they are small, children nap in the afternoon. If it means you should also nap away, nobody should judge you, nobody should question that. But she is napping, she could be doing this, she could be doing that. That's your time for self-care. It's important.
So those are very interesting points that you mentioned there, Babs, because funny enough, I would find myself exercising at like 11 p.m., like close to midnight, because that's when the kids would be sleeping. And I'd feel good after that. So I'm glad at least I'm not crazy and I was doing something right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. So another dimension. I mean, you bring up the issue relating to the times that we're all stuck at home right now, and there's so many things that are going on, and it's not just about your physical presence, having to do this and do that. I mean, in right now with the houses, moms are cooking 3 meals a day. You're done with breakfast, you're doing dishes, you're getting into the next meal, you're doing dishes, you're getting into the last meal. So it's a vicious cycle. But also mentally, I believe that a lot of people are drained right now. News upon news of the number of cases that are increasing with COVID, news upon news of new names, people who have passed away. How can we cope with this? Because it's a lot. And without taking away from the fact that we have to grieve, what do we do?
It is quite overwhelming. Actually, we are going to go through all kinds of grief. There's going to be grief for those who have died. We are going to grieve. Some have already started grieving for these changes because maybe going to work was your time for replenishing. I don't know. You need to start thinking of ways of involving everyone in the home. Let's say it's exercise. Why not make it a fun family thing? instead of making, do it together. You maybe even meditating, you meditate together. Everyone knows when it's 12 o'clock, it's time for this. This is what we do. It becomes your new culture. It becomes your new normal.
Okay.
Because we cannot ignore the fact that things have changed. So there's going to be a lot of grief. For every change that happens in our life, we grieve for it. It's different forms of grieving, but there's grief for all kinds of changes. So like I said, people are going to grieve the loss of the loved ones. People are going to grieve the change in the way we relate as families. We cannot afford to be visiting each other with the way things are. We may catch COVID on our way there, or when we get there, or we bring it to the people we are visiting. So we need to grieve the old way of family get-togethers. We now embrace the Zoom family get-togethers. We are together but separate. We are going to grieve getting used to going to work and everything. We are going to grieve. The other day, my friend was saying she woke up. It was her first day back at work for the year. So she woke up, bathed and dressed up, went outside, took pictures, then went back inside, put on her tracksuit, and she started working because she hasn't been to work since March last year.
Wow.
So she missed getting dressed and, looking pretty, wearing makeup and everything. She just did that, went outside, took pictures, went back inside, took off everything, put on her comfy clothes, and that's it.
That's quite interesting. Funny story. I heard someone who actually drove round to the gate and then drove back to the door just so they could drive, to say I'm going to work.
That's part of grieving. It's a sign that we are missing our old normal. Mm-hmm. You miss going. Even myself, I was telling someone the other day that I miss speaking in front of a crowd. I am a speaker. I speak to people. I still speak to people. Like right now, I am speaking to you guys, right? But I was telling someone, I miss standing in front of a crowd. And then she was asking, and then what do you do afterwards? Then I'm like, I would have spoken, then that's it. But, it's just the small things. You don't realize how much they mean to you until they've been removed. Okay. But also it's important now, if we don't make time to take care of ourselves, to nurture ourselves, because a well-nourished, well-rounded mother is the best gift you can give to your children. It's the best gift you can give to your family when you are okay, when you are well. Okay. So we risk falling into PTSD. Remember the other day I was talking about we are facing a global post-traumatic stress disorder that is just on steroids because everyone has been affected by COVID. So there's going to be a lot of PTSD out there. But you can minimize the effects or the impact of this PTSD by nurturing yourself, by taking care of yourself, giving yourself time. Even if, missing work, it's okay to get dressed and even pack your things in your bag just to go to the next room and sit there like you've gone to work. You need to ease yourself because this was like a sudden change, which means we were just operating on survival mode for a very long time. Now it's time to get out of the survival mode and make it our new normal and adopt this as the way of being. This has been a paradigm shift the world over. No one can say life is still the same. They go to work and do this and do that. Even those who are going to work, in some places they are they are doing social distancing such that even if you're with other people, you are on your own. You don't talk to anyone. You're just sitting on your own. I have a friend in Singapore. She was saying work is so miserable, especially when they have to go into the office, because the office, they only allow maximum 5 people in the office, and you are not allowed in the same space at any given time.
Okay.
So what's the point of going to work? So we need to start taking care of ourselves, even psychologically, because this is the time to look for someone to talk to, a professional who can help you cope, who can help you deal with this and express all these emotions. Because some of the things that, the thoughts that we are going through, the emotions, they are too overwhelming to share with someone at home, and yet you're expected to be this super mom who is the nurse, who is the doctor, who is the teacher, and now being a teacher also is not easy. You are now literally the teachers of your children at home. What do? It can be overwhelming. You need someone to talk to.
Okay. So what I'm getting a lot of there as you're talking is that we need to open ourselves up to conversations, to actually expressing what it is that we're going through as part of the self-care.
Yes.
Okay.
It is important.
Yeah.
And I think, especially in Africa, we've been people who don't usually utilize therapy as much as in the Western world. But I think now COVID has been a unifier the world over. We all need therapy. We all need to talk to someone. We all need to embrace it as part of our normal life. That I have a session with my therapist at this time. I need my time, whether it's once a week or whatever you agree on, but it's time to embrace that part and actually utilize the people we have around us.
Okay, so an interesting thought comes to mind. Like, as you're talking there and you're saying, you mentioned the issues of breathing and you're talking about therapy and everything, and I can imagine you need some semblance of a clear mind to be able to get into that space, right?
But then you can't wait until that mind comes. What if it never comes, like anytime soon? You will be, so you just start with small steps, because sometimes maybe it's overwhelming to just start looking for this help, for that help. But there are people, we can talk online. You can share ideas as mothers, share recipes. You do things, find things that are exciting. I have this friend of mine, I'm part of this mastermind, a coaching mastermind. One of the coaches is Canadian. She was saying she's actually doing outdoors exercises online.
Okay.
Everyone goes outside their house, and they were doing these snow games because it was snowing, it was winter, when she was sharing about that. And she was saying she's actually doing these exercises. They are supposed to be group activities, but because of COVID, everyone is in their house. So they come out with their tablets or whatever outside. They are watching the instructors, showing them what to do. They actually play games together, but separately. So we also need to even have play dates for the children. If we can have play dates, we say, today it's Babs who's watching over the kids. She's helping them through games and whatever. That time watching over the kids, you are resting, you are nurturing yourself, you're doing something for yourself.
Okay.
Even if it means you doing your own nails because we can't go to the spa anymore, or you and your spouse massaging each other, but someone is taking care of the children. So you need a tribe of women who understand you, your friends. You need people who have your back. And you rotate. And then next week it's
there goes the network.
Jen, it's you who's taking care, who's watching. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So we rotate, and the next week it's you who's watching over the kids. You have these games that you are playing online with them. You keep them occupied, and the parents are also resting. They are breathing. So there are many ways of doing this. It doesn't mean that if we are online, if we are now virtual friends or virtual neighbors, we can't still do things together. We can still help each other, nurture each other.
Okay.
Or
That
even have
fun.
it is.
Yeah. You're saying or even have?
Yeah, I'm still here. I don't know about you. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Yes. So there are so many ways of dealing of helping each other, because we are because of others. You know, umuntu ngabantu. We always need each other, but we can still do this even virtually. You know, last year on DSTV, they were sharing these, what were the balcony stories, you know?
Okay.
It was so much fun. Neighbors standing on the balcony, singing or greeting each other or doing fun things, but each to their space. So it has kind of taught us to be creative as well. We have to break the ceiling of what play or fun has been. We need to break the glass ceiling and redefine everything. But while all that is happening, you need to make sure you make time to nurture yourself. It's important.
Okay, that's a lot. Thank you so much, Barbs. And I think just as we are wrapping up, because you've given us so many so many interesting nuggets, I probably would want to ask, and if anyone wants to ask any questions, please feel free, as our time is just almost running out. If I would want to ask, how do you deal with the information overload? Like, you know, you can't neglect the fact that there are things that are going on around us in relation to COVID. We can't neglect that. And then my second question would be, how then do you breathe? Maybe you can give us a small little practical on breathing.
Okay. Choose what you listen to. Is a part of your breathing. Remember, breathing is taking in something. You need to make a conscious decision. Choose what you allow into your space, what you allow to go into your head or into your brain, you understand? Because it will also affect your heart. You need to filter, you need boundaries. Set solid boundaries that I will not listen to anything else. And you know what I've noticed? Like, if you live where I am right now, we have toddlers. We have a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old baby. There isn't much time for all this news, because we are watching princess movies, we are singing nursery rhymes back to back. It's like that's all that is in my head, like right now. So it's a choice. You choose to allow the children to be children, not to bombard them. They know we have to sanitize. My niece even calls the mask the COVID-19 mask. That's what she calls it. She has a full name for it. She understands this. Yes, COVID-19 mask. So she knows you wear a mask. She knows we sanitize. She knows we are staying away from, we are not interacting with people and everything. We tell the children, but let's not let's not scare ourselves into failing to live. We are still alive. We are still grateful for what we have. So you learn to be grateful. That's part of your breathing. If you can take time to be thankful for the blessings you have, that's breathing. You need to take time to do something that you enjoy, whether it's flowers. We say, smell the roses, blow out whatever the winds, whatever is negative. You need to choose how your breathing is going to be like. It differs from each person. So first you need to look at yourself. What will help you relax? Where do you feel the most strain, the most tension? What will you be doing? So what needs to be done differently?
Okay.
It's time for introspection, because for you to be able to breathe, you need to introspect. It's very important.
Mm-hmm.
I
Wow.
hope I've answered your questions.
Yeah. I'm actually just remembering that I had to consciously, I mean, I've had to deal with a lot during this period, and I have been exhausted. One of the things that made sense was gratitude. Like you're saying, take time to be thankful, you know, count your blessings. What is it that is going right amidst everything that is going wrong? And that helped me quite a bit, you know. And like you're saying, being intentional, finding things that you enjoy. I'm finding a lot of joy in the Bible and singing, you know. And I guess with the singing, that helps with the breathing as well. Like you're singing princess songs.
Yes, exactly.
All right. No, this has been super awesome, Babs. And thank you for the pointers. Thank you for the tips. You mentioned earlier that people can actually engage a psychotherapist like yourselves, like yourself. So we're going to put your details on our Facebook page, and if people want to get in touch with you, they can do that. What do you do then when you're tired of the toddlers? Sorry, this just came to mind. What do you do?
Here's the strangest thing. I don't think they sleep, they nap a lot, although it's different times for the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I rest, when they are napping. And also I'm a night owl. So I wake up at midnight. That's the time I'm up. So they are sleeping. I do my up, then I catch up on my work, so that the time with them is actually just fun.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's like relaxing. I'm on vacation every day. We are singing all these funny songs. I watch all this. We keep repeating the movies. We repeat until I know them by heart.
Okay, that's wonderful. So,
And I think I'm exercising a lot, because there's a lot of caring.
yeah, guys, if you've got any questions for Bob, please just throw them in as we are wrapping up our last 2 to 5 minutes of this Zoom meeting, so that nothing is left out and you don't go still hungry for information. Yeah. So, wow. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Yes, definitely. I think maybe you might need to, because Bob's also is a fitness trainer. So you may want to start the group for moms doing the outdoor exercises. What do you think, huh?
Yeah, that can actually be an awesome idea. We can do that totally.
Lovely. So we'll just see the appetite for it, and probably get back to you about what next if people want to join the outdoor activities. I know I had a routine, and then I slacked off on it when I lost my band for my exercise, was this the Fitbit. But I'll definitely want to start up again, and with a group it would be even more awesome for accountability. So yay for that one. So
Yes.
we've got no questions in the comment section, and we're so thankful. I think when people don't ask, then they are satisfied. Yeah.
Either that or they were bored. I'm not sure which is which.
Well, let's err on the side of positivity. As you said, positivity in, negativity out, right? So
They enjoyed.
Yes.
It was a good session.
Then someone is clapping hands saying thank you. Thank you so much for this, Barbs.
Yeah.
We are so appreciative of your time and your wisdom in the experiences that you've had with people. Please don't tire.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, please don't tire, and we'll put your deets there in the video so that people can come back to you. Take care.
All right.
We're ending this meeting now. People are saying thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's remember to breathe
In.
Yes.
Awesome. We'll do that.
Mm.
Okay. Bye.